Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. So I guess this will be an apes rant. I think that's how I'll take this, because I just got to listening to a couple guys online who were talking about AMC, and I receive what they're saying. We've talked about this if you follow my apes rants. I receive what people are saying. Everybody's trying to figure out how far this squeeze event can go up before the powers that be shut it down. And my thing is, if they shut it down, my shares are still in my hands and they need them. You can shut it down for how long? And see, that's the question I ask. For individuals who are older and have to secure their funds, they don't got time to be waiting 20 and 30 years. They're not interested in all that. I truly believe those people are in the wrong play. It's not that they should sell early, it's that they shouldn't have their money in there in the first place. Because this is not just a squeeze play, it's a fight against corruption. And if we allow fear, for which didn't bring us to this play in the first place, if we allow fear to not see this fight through, we will see different variations of what it is that they're doing going forward, because they're not going to stop this. The government is not going to stop them from doing this, because it doesn't benefit the government necessarily for them to be out of business. This is where the government helps get their money for different things that they're funding. This is where a lot of corporations also go when they need some help and things of that nature. This is where the money pot is. So there's a lot of people, good people included, who have vested interest in hedge funds and this method of trading and this method of doing things staying upright so that other things don't fall apart. And see, I'm smart enough of a person to understand that there is fruit and balance in protecting structure of things. But what I'm saying is, when what you've built has a foundation of lies and corruption and is run by nefarious individuals who have no heart for seeing balance in the market, then that means if you don't effectively tear down what it is that this is built upon, eventually it will fall apart anyway. I don't care how intricate and beautiful your construction is. If it's built upon an unstable ground, it's not going to sustain, and it will fall apart when you least expect it. Now, see, that's what I also understand. It's not just about us wanting to tear things down because we hate and we want chaos. No. This thing is going to fall apart regardless. So it's best to tear it up now, find foundation for which we can build upon that is structured properly with the regulations and the transparency necessary for us to have fair markets, and build that system from the ground up, just as beautiful as we built this one. There are people who are afraid to see this thing fall apart because they don't want the funding going to other places that come from this nefarious action to be cut. It cuts a lot. It will hurt a lot. I understand this. But I'm telling you, like a volcano, everything's going to fall apart anyway. Eventually it's going to pop. Eventually it's going to destroy, implode, or what have you, because it's not built on a healthy foundation. Our financial system is not built on a healthy foundation. So either you can initiate the demolishing of said stuff so that you can build, or the rug will be ripped out from under you and we will fall into a deeper depression than we've ever seen in our lives. That is what I know, because that is what these individuals, and though the system is built, it's built upon lies. As I said, it's built upon cheating people, cheating businesses, cheating everything, doubling down on mistakes. I assure you, this here should have never been possible if the foundation of our financial system was intact. The things that we're seeing right now would not be possible if not for outdated ways of doing things. What this has shown us is their methods of how they do things and the advent of these platforms for people to invest, those two things can't exist at the same time, and we're not taking steps backward with our technology. People are going to always be able to invest with their handheld. We gotta find a system that allows for more regulations and more balance as it pertains to that. This is not the old system. It can't work in this new environment. So that's what I understand. It's best to just let this happen. And if the government has to take its lumps, let it happen, because you will build a foundation over the next however long it takes that is much more sustainable for the environment that we're creating for ourselves. This is our duty in our generation. Individuals who are leaving the earth soon, they really can't be bothered with how the world goes on after we leave, unless they just care about the next generation. A lot of those individuals don't care about our future, just because if they did, they would have never let things get this bad. It is what it is. There's a lot of selfishness out here, and it's misdirected selfishness. People who will tell you holding to a certain number is you being selfish. No. You forgetting about the rest of the apes and quitting early is actual selfishness. You selling out to secure your bag, your money, while the rest of us fend out to dry is actual selfishness. Those who will tell you otherwise are individuals who have vested interest in things remaining the same and them getting their money before you jump out. You see what I'm saying? This was never, ever about just making money. This is about sustainable financial balance so that everyone can make real money in the future, instead of having situations like these or different other forms of corruption in our financial market being possible. That is what this should be about. You making one bag on one play should not be your goal when jumping into this particular fight. You should likely have the mindset that your intention is to see what it is that I just said come to fruition, so that we can have that foundation of a real financial balanced market in both crypto and in stocks and in whatever else we got going on going forward. As long as we allow those who are doing this to continue running business as usual, things will do just that. And whatever money you are getting from this squeeze play will be cheated out of you by these very same people and whatever else you invest in with that money. They're going to find a way to get it back from you. Trust and believe. They were arrogant enough to double down after they were clearly seeing this was a failure. They're doubling down now as we all hold, because they think that little of what it is that we're putting together. They think we're a joke. And remember, it does not benefit the government, not the U.S. government, to go through any type of financial crisis right now. That is why they will send their own out here to tell you how bad things are with the balance of you getting paid in this play as it runs up. Because if it runs up too far, or if them stopping and halting doesn't shake us off, no different than all the FUD and all the misdirection and everything else that's been thrown at us, then they're going to have to deal with the headache of building what it is that they've already built. But they don't care about whether or not it's broken, because it doesn't necessarily trickle down to them having poverty, being in poverty, with the system being broken. They're still making money. It's the rest of us that are taking our hard-earned and putting it into the system that are getting screwed. And do you know how they view us? As people who need to be continuing to work. We can't get rich, because if we get rich, we're not working. We're not doing the jobs that they need us to do. We're not out there slaving away while they skim off the top from our wages and continue to beg us for taxes. These are things that the old world needed to build this country. It's not the things we need to sustain this country, especially on the brink of what it is that we're on, which is technological revolution. Everyone who invests in this right now should be able to make money beyond their wildest dreams for their kids and their grandchildren. And they know that, but they want to keep those individuals working and consumers. However it works out, whether you're working from home or working on field, they want you working. But if you make enough money to take care of yourself, you won't need to. And that is what they do not want ultimately. So it doesn't help. The government's not on your side. Hedge funds certainly aren't on your side. Fellow apes have to be on one another's side, because we're the ones that are ultimately disposable to these entities. We are disposable. If we're not working for them, we're useless. And if we get enough power, we're definitely a problem. And they don't want that. So understand, there's going to be a lot of different people telling you a lot of different truths about what's going to happen in regards to the squeeze. But what I know is, if they could stop us, they would have done it already. If they had control over this thing, it would have never gotten this bad. And if they were decent enough to not allow this to happen again, they would have never let it happen in the first place. And they certainly would have put a stop to it before it got to this point. It's the people versus the entities who are in place to make money off of this crime. And it's us, the people, that are going to have the stronger stomach when this thing starts to go up. Now, I understand that clearly, and I've put everything on the line for myself to be a part of this play. If we all quit just because we're afraid of them stopping or not paying us, or if we all quit early and don't make this a success in regards to what it is we're doing, they will keep going. They will find a way to do this again. The government's going to tell you your efforts are useless. FUD and hedge funds are going to tell you your efforts are useless. Some of these YouTubers with real kind voices or credible energy, what have you, are going to tell you that your efforts are useless. It's up to you to believe in your efforts. It's up to you to believe in what it is that you're doing, and it's up to you to not allow fear and unstableness of this environment to shake you out of your position. And if you don't want things to fall apart, trust you me, they will eventually anyway. My mindset is initiate it. Start this process. Let it not come at you like a thief in the night. You come at it. And if the people who were in position to do that for us were actually on our side, they would be helping us along. Not trying to deter us, not starting wars to try to shake us off our positions. I know that sounds crazy to a lot of you, but it does trickle down to where the money comes from. Everything trickles down to where the money comes from. So they have to find a way. They have to find a way to do something to pay the bill that's coming. Think about it. They have to find a way. This is not one of those situations where they can say, this is our deficit, we're going to scoot it aside. They are forced by nature of how things operate to stay true to what it is they have to do here. So even if they halt this thing for a week, a month, shut down the stock market for however long, if your shares are still in your pocket, guess what? They're going to have to address it eventually. So don't let that fear you. Don't let that shake you off. And like I said, if you're one of those individuals who are worried about making money, you're already in the wrong play. You've jumped into the wrong situation. But let me tell you this. There is no good situation, because the whole market is a scam at this point. The whole market is built upon that shaky, messed up, illegal foundation. So wherever you put your money, you better keep a close eye on it, because at any day now, because of that, it could fall apart. That's what I know. In our generation, we got time. Generations younger than me, we got time. So don't allow them to use the clock as a means of scaring you. That's what I gotta say, man. Not everybody's on board for this. I get it. Not everybody wants things to fall apart as they should. Neither do I. I just feel like it's gonna fall apart anyway. Maybe I'm too much of a spiritual person, but I really do believe that if something is built the wrong way, in bad faith, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. My name is BDL44. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.